Hello, everyone. I'm Justine. This is State of Grace Tarot. And today I wanted to do a flip through of the end product of my Magpie deck. The last few videos that I've made, I filmed the process of actually making the Magpie deck. And so I thought it would be fun to do a flip through. I haven't done any readings with this yet. I don't know how exactly it'll go. But I thought it would be fun to take with me as I travel for work and do some readings. So that's kind of how this all came to be. So, but I guess first off, like, what is a Magpie deck? And as you can see, like, it's a deck of, you know, different cards from various tarot decks, which kind of create like a patchwork style, a mix of artistic styles, kind of like a magpie collecting shiny objects, you know. And some people do this more, I'll say, either intuitively, like maybe you're out and you find tarot cards on the ground or other cards on the ground, and those become part of your magpie deck. Or there's groups on Facebook where you can trade cards with people, and then, you know, or you can somehow get your hands on an Alleyman tarot deck, which was designed for this purpose. But it kind of gives you a lot of different flavors, and the whole point is that it's a custom deck to kind of call your own. So what I had done was pick some decks that I really wanted to check out and work with, but I just was a little bit unsure of them. And I had picked out 9 decks. I think only 6 of them ended up being a part of the Magpie deck. I mean, one, I had picked out some cards, but when I went through to actually go through which cards would be included, none of them fit. That, you know, there were other cards that trumped those cards as far as the vibe that I was going for and what I felt like I wanted to work with in this deck. So, I mean, as you can see, I was kind of concerned that the Radiant Wilds tarot would be too small. And I really, before I mixed them all together, I thought that I might just pull out that deck as well and not use it. But I think, you know, with the cards, how they're all mixed together, and once they're shuffled, maybe it'll work a little bit better. Like, so far, it's not bugging me. But, you know, the goal is to kind of work with this as I kind of adapt my own reading style, um, as I further adapt, you know, and create my own reading style. That, you know, this might be something fun to work with. Maybe I'll do some readings with it on the channel just to, you know, get some practice in. But I think this one's going to be my travel deck. I think I was buying like mini decks because I didn't want them to take up much space in my luggage. But then I was thinking, well, why do that? I was having a hard time choosing which deck I wanted to take and work with. And, you know, maybe as I travel more, um, it'll be a little bit easier to pick a deck as I travel for work. But for now, this gives me a nice variety of artwork to work with and some really pretty backs as well. And so I think it'll be fun, and get a nice flavor and still get to work with multiple decks while I'm on the road. So, with that being said, I am going to do a flip through. So, this is the Fool I went with. I really like how she's, you know, jumping off and into the unknown a little bit. So, after I filmed, I was thinking, which magician do I want? I went back and I was like, oh, I miss the Wild Unknown magician, which is one of my favorite magicians, probably because it's a cat. But the magician I had picked was the one from the Radiant Wilds. Um, they're two different vibes for me. So for now, I'm going to work with both of them in here. Um, I don't really pull the magician all that often, so I don't know. Maybe this will make it more likely to come up since there's two of them. Plus, I also like to pair. I like the pair of the magician and the high priestess, and the high priestess was one that I definitely wanted in here from the Wild Unknown. So I was like, well, I want the magician too. But this magician is really, to me, being one with the universe and really pulling in the energies to create something. I mean, you still get that here, but um, this one's definitely more meditative in a way. So I wanted them both, so they're both here. The high priestess, I mean, one, my favorite color is purple. It's a cat, it's a tiger. Um, this is one of my favorite cards ever. So, of course, it's going to go in here. The next two, why are they backwards? I don't know. We have the Empress and the Emperor. I like these to be a pair as well. So this is from the Aleister Crowley Tarot. I just, I really like the Empress. The Emperor, maybe I pick a different one. Maybe I find a different pair. I might go back through, but I really like this Empress. I do like the fire energy in this Emperor. So maybe they stay. The Hierophant. Hierophant. How do you say it? I don't know. I like this one. I don't like that I have multiple of the same deck in a row, but that's just how it worked out. I like the colors. I like him being a teacher and there being structure here. Yeah. The Lovers. This one was hard. This is not my favorite Lovers, but I do like it. This one might get changed out. I feel like there might be Lovers that I love better. The Chariot is also another one that I couldn't really decide on, so I went with both. They kind of give me two different Chariot vibes. I like this one being kind of like you're the driver a little bit, like you're the one controlling the energy. And then this one just feels like the energy of the Chariot, it's going to keep going no matter what, no matter what you choose. Like you're on the conveyor belt a little bit. So those are both in there as well. We got the Hermit. I really like this meditative, going out to find the truth alone type vibe. So there you go. The Wheel of Fortune from the Wild Unknown. I really like this one. And I like that it's kind of like chaotic. Strength. Okay, here's another one that I picked two because I can. I really like the strength card as far as the traditional meanings of strength and taming the beast a little bit. But I also really just wanted to have the Thoth version of it in there as well with lust. So this is technically the 11th card. This is the 8th card. Strength and justice are, I don't want to say interchangeable, but in different positions. Which I just have them completely out of order. I don't know. It's fine. Whatever. Because I was doing with the justice. Okay. This is the justice card that I went with. I really like her and how she's got the scales and the sword and she's sitting on a throne. Pretty similar to the traditional justice from the Rider-Waite-Smith. Then we have the Hanged Man. I like that he's hanging. He's upside down. There's a lot of water energy here. I like it. Then we have Death, somewhat traditional Rider-Waite-Smith imagery with the scythe and um, the horse is in there, dead. I do like that it's crossing a river. It's a transitional period. Um, it's on a boundary, basically. It's going through, I don't know, gives me kind of portal energy. I really like this death card. Then we have Temperance. I guess I decided that I wanted 2 temperances as well. This is one of my favorite cards. It's my deck. It's a Magpie deck. You get to do with it what you want. So if I wanted big energy in the majors, we're gonna get it. So we have Art from the Thoth, and then Temperance from this is the White Newman tarot. Yeah, so we did both. The Devil, my little rock star goat. I like him. We have the Tower. Did I do 2 towers? No. Okay. I controlled myself. So this one is revolution, and you see the tower imagery, tower on fire, but this one is almost intentional. Maybe I need a different tower that's kind of like unexpected, but this one seems like there is a force driving this change. So could be fun to work with. Like I said, it's my deck. Then we have the Star, which, is about hopes and dreams. And I like that, they're onto on the ground and in the water. It's kind of interesting that there's not like an actual big old star in this one, but that's okay. The Moon. I think I'm going to think of this card anytime I see the moon. Like, this one just pulls me in. This one's maybe less mystery and more getting into alignment and attunement with the moon and being open to the mysteries. And I do like how it pairs with the Sun that I picked. They're kind of similar worshiping energies. Next card I have is Judgment. This isn't my favorite Judgment, but it does give the Judgment vibes, right? I mean, you have the dove, and everybody's reaching up for the dove, for the hope. So might switch this one out, might not. Then we have the World and also the Universe. I thought it would be fun to use both of them because the World is definitely, of this earth a little bit, and then the universe is broader. So why not have the Thoth universe with the world as well? So that's my majors. Then we have the wands. So we have the Ace of Wands, the Two of Wands. I ho-hummed about this one. I really, this Intuitive Night Goddess tarot, I really like quite a few of the wands that they had. So I may flip this one out, but I just didn't want every single wand to be the Intuitive Night Goddess. But I do like, this is Pippish. I know what a Two of Wands is, so I may flip it out, but I think it can stay for now. And the Three of Wands. I think this is such a fun Three of Wands with like the action, the planning from the 2 moving into the action in the 3s. I really like that one. And then the 4, I'll be honest, this hand gives me the creeps. But I do like the traditional imagery. And since I'm newer to tarot, I do still need some of the traditional imagery in some cards. So like I need I kind of need this one for the 4 of Wands. Maybe at some point I'll flip it out cuz I don't like this hand. Maybe you know what? Let's let's go into the guidebook because I don't let's see if it says something about the hand. This creepy little hand. All right. 4 of Wands. A card of joy, stability, and completion. This is the culmination of ideas brought together, and now something grounded can flourish. A victorious hand rises from the earth in awe of the starlit flower canopy. The canopy represents abundance as well as harvest and denotes ideas of union in the sense of alchemical marriage. Take time now to enjoy the hard work you've done and appreciate the joy surrounding you. The boundaries you create should call in what truly matters to you. What world do you want to be a part of? Keyword ceremony, harmony, joy, and grounding. Okay, so at least it talks about the hand. A victorious hand. Does this hand come off as victorious to you? I don't know. Okay. I obviously have somewhat of a problem with it, but I'm really drawn to those darn flowers. I might flip through other decks to see. 5 of Wands. Okay. So I like that there's the action of this one and they're kind of working together. Maybe they're, it kind of brings in the sports aspect. Like they have to work together. Maybe there was some conflict for them to get into this position. It takes a lot of hard work to build a cheer pyramid like this. So I think that that's so fun. It's a more positive aspect of this card, I feel like. Then we have the 6 of Wands, which, like I said, there's a ton of wands from this particular deck. Traditional imagery. You can feel the sense of accomplishment as you come in. And then the 7, I really like this one. It's like standing on your high ground. It's almost like leading people rather than battling them. The 8 of Wands, I like the movement, the strike, the unexpectedness, maybe. This one's not my favorite 8 of Wands, but it works. Then we have the 9 of Wands. She seems like she's built her boundaries. She seems a little bored. So, an interesting take on the 9 of Wands. Like maybe she is tired. She's sitting on her throne of greenery, taking a moment. So, kind of interesting. And then the 10 of Wands. I like this one being positive, like being able to carry the burden. I mean, she's literally carrying a planet and it looks pretty effortless. Oh my gosh. Effortless? Why was that hard to say? All right, and then we have our Princess of Wands and our Warrior of Wands, which is the Knight, and then the Queen and Spirit. I think I tried to keep my Queens and Kings paired together. I mean, they're couples, right? So they need to be together. That's what I told myself, at least. All right, the cups. We have our Ace of Emotions, Ace of Cups. I really like this one because it's like an overabundance. It's spilling out. Like, yes, there's no actual cup in this, but you see the water and it's almost overwhelming. Like, you can make so much of this. the Two of Cups, people coming together, the Three of Cups. This was one of the ones that I was like, okay, I'm using literally every card in this deck. 3, 4, 5. And I think it was because I was drawn to the traditional imagery. I may end up flipping these out, but because I think one of the things I was saying as I was flipping through this is one of the decks that I may rebuy just to like use this deck in my regular practice. Maybe I'll get enough of it because I've picked out all the cards that I really like, but there were cards that didn't make it into this deck that I was really vibing with and that I really liked, like the King and Queen of Pentacles. Didn't make it in here, but I really like those cards. So I'm probably going to rebuy this deck, which seems silly since I literally just bought it for this purpose. And I have way too many decks. All right, 6 of Cups. This is not... I'm kind of mad about this one. I don't have a 6 of Cups that I like. And so maybe I should have used the Wild Unknown for this one. But I really wanted to use the Radiant Wild. Oh man. I need to think about this. Does this give nostalgia energy? And like childhood? I mean, I can see it kind of like looking back into the past. Like you're going through a portal, like stepping through back into your childhood. I can get there. But 7 of Cups. I probably should have chosen a different 7 of Cups. Maybe from the Night Goddess, but that one, the wands were heavy Night Goddess and the cups are heavy White Newman. So, you know, this kind of changes it up a little bit. Okay. 8 of Cups. I almost went with a different 8 of Cups. This was the Lumina Tarot 8 of Cups. Almost made it in. One card from that deck almost made it into this deck. But then I was like, well, I can just choose this. They kind of do the same thing. And then, you know, maybe I can work with the Lumina Tarot to see, why do I not like it? Why did I not vibe with literally any card? Like, it on the surface, it seems like a deck that I would like. And maybe I just didn't like it for this purpose. So I need to work with that. I need to sit with it. Maybe there will be a video someday of me going through the Lumina Tarot. But this one, this, you know, the 8, to me, I like to think of the 8s as more of a positive cup card. I mean, yes, there is a despair and moving on, but this one is a little bit darker than what I typically think of the 8s. This is like emotions are broken and you're having to move on. But I do like, you know, it has the mountains. It can make me think of the traditional imagery, but it's a little bit on the darker side. So it'll be interesting how this one shows up. We have the 9 of Cups, the wish card. I mean, I like that there's like a little genie here. And it's just really pretty. 10 of Cups. There's less celebration here, but I do like you have the rainbow, you have the 10 cups. They're looking at their home. It's a brightly colored card. I like it. You have the Princess of Cups. You know, she seems one with her emotions a little bit. And if you think of in the Thoth, it's rather than going from beginning to end from page to king, it's really king to princess, and princess is the fuller aspect of the cup card. and like encompasses so much. It's the coming together of the king, queen, knight energy into the princess. So I do like that the princesses here are really strong princesses. So that's why she's in here. And then the Knight of Cups from the White Newman. I mean, traditional imagery, I do love the colors and how calm she is. And then the king and queen are paired off here as well. I do want to get the White Newman, and I think I really vibed with a lot of the court cards. And since I'm still learning tarot, and the court cards are something that trip me up, they trip a lot of us up. I think working with the White Newman court cards, might be something that would be good for me because I really like their energy and I'm kind of drawn into them. So I'm leaning towards buying this deck again. Do I need to? Can I just like take apart my Magpie deck and work with it? Oh, goodness. Okay. So that is the cups. All right, now we're in the swords, which is, as a Libra, this is my suit. We have the Ace of Swords from the Wild Unknown, the Two of Voices, Two of Swords, which is one of my favorite cards on the Rider-Waite-Smith. I do like this depiction. This was more a stretch for me. I get the choices. I like that she's blindfolded. But I really like the Rider-Waite-Smith artwork. This does not necessarily evoke that for me, but I do like this artwork. The Three of Swords, I really like this one. The despair in it, it's less about heartbreak and more internal in your mind. So I do like the artwork choice of this Three of Swords. Then the Four, taking a moment to pause and reflect. And I think, bringing something out in your mind. I like that there's hope in this card. The Five of Swords, I see the conflict here. I see the people and trying to manifest something. Like you have the people that are sitting there meditating. I like that one. I can get there. Six of Swords, it's about movement and moving on. I like the darkness and the light of this card, so that's why that one's in there. Seven of Swords, very Rider-Waite-Smith, right? Yeah. Eight of Swords, another one of my favorite cards. Blindfolded, feels trapped. There's no swords here. I mean, this is Eight of Voices, so I do like that this is more mental and maybe not being able to speak. I do like this one a lot. Nine of Swords, very Rider-Waite-Smith. 10, I debated between this one and the Ten of Swords from the White Newman, but I went with this one. Give me some cards that are a little bit darker. Not everything needs to be light and fluffy, right? I mean, I would like it to be. It is my deck. I could flip it out, but I do like that this one is a darker, something to really stop you in your tracks and make you think. We have the Page of Swords. I really like how there's movement, there's air. She feels strong. Knight of Swords. I like the movement here. The flying horse. And then the King and Queen pairing. I do like that this queen seems less mean than the traditional All right, and then the pentacles. So we have the ace, we have the two of pentacles, the traditional, somewhat traditional artwork. The three, I picked this one because it did have actually had three people in it. There was another one I was debating that I really liked, that reminded me of the Rider-Waite-Smith artwork, but it didn't have three people in it. So I really like that this one is, about coming together in a community. So that's why I picked this one ultimately. For materials. Now this one, I picked this one because it's more of the negative. To me, it's the negative aspect of the Four of Pentacles, whereas the other one that I was choosing between seemed a little bit more positive. So even though it's bright and colorful, you can see, she's clutching onto these. Are they roses? Like they're hers, and she doesn't want to share them. So I do like this one. Five of materials. You can see the despair being kind of left out in the cold a little bit. Six of Pentacles. This reminds me of the Lion King. I mean, you have the elephants, you have the hope here, you have the giraffes. I mean, does it give me kind of like charity vibes and sharing the wealth? No, but I mean, there is the oasis. So like you have to share this small amount of water with other animals in order for you all to survive. And so I can get there. Seven of materials. I do, really like this one. It does kind of remind me of the garden, like taking a moment to pause and look at, everything. It looks like has her row of flowers and she's kind of laying them down. She's analyzing, her path so far. So I can get there. Eight of Pentacles, pretty traditional Rider-Waite-Smith with the stacked, and she's creating the pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, you can see the joy here. 10, I do like that there's, the coming together. There's the tree. Is it a tree of life? No, but it is a tree of life, right? So I do like the community, the legacy. I do like that. And then the daughter. It's funny, I flipped out the knight. Like, why did I not just use the Knight of Pentacles from the Wild Unknown? Why did I put this Knight of Pentacles in there? Oh, you can't even see, I'm off the screen. Okay. But I really like this one and I wanted to use it. So we got the daughter from the Wild Unknown, the mother and father, but the knight is this knight. I liked it being on a steed, and it's not a horse, it's a bull, and to me they are slower moving. So, and she just kind of seems like she's, not that she can't be bothered, but she'll get there when she gets there, right? She's very methodical. So that is my Magpie deck. So hopefully you enjoyed the walkthrough. I'm definitely going to enjoy working with this. I did get a little bag for it off of Amazon just to see, well, not to see, but to see what the bags were like on Amazon, but also so I can carry this. I mean, obviously it doesn't have its own box since it came from a bunch of different decks. Thank you all so much for joining me. Let me know, are you thinking about creating your own Magpie deck? What decks would you put into your own Magpie deck? I think that would be fun to talk about. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you all so much for joining me today, and I will see you again soon.